Why does it feel like everything is moving so fast nowadays? Like, I think back 2 weeks and it feels like it's been one day. I think back to my freshman year in high school and it feels like a week has passed since then. Like, all of my days, all of my everything, it just feels so fast. Like, remember when you were a kid and every new experience felt so fresh? Everything, the world around you, the grass beneath your feet, every step you took felt new. It felt like uncharted territory, so your brain was just firing constantly, making new connections, new pathways, new realizations and observations about the world around you. As you grow up, as I've grown up, I've I think stopped seeing the world with such clean eyes. Like before, when I was a kid and everything was new, everything was exciting. Every new experience, every day, I just wanted to be in the moment and experience what that day had for me. I wasn't thinking about, 30 years into the future, what I'm going to do with my life. I wasn't thinking about tomorrow, next week, or the week after that. I was thinking about now. Not even today. I wasn't even thinking about the day I was living in. I was thinking about the second that I was inhabiting. Every single moment that I had was new, and everything that I did in those moments was exciting. And I think that if we can somehow just try to get back to that, not back to our childhood, not back to the nostalgic days that are more beautiful than they probably were, if we can get back to that energized feeling about taking on the day, that excitement that comes from knowing that I'm alive and that this day that I'm gonna have is what's gonna be taking place for the next 24 hours. Like, no thought, no nostalgic past or worry about the future is gonna stop me living in this moment. Like, none of these thoughts, none of these kind of like negative connotations about your life and like, oh, I'm so sad, I'm so sorry that this happened, I'm so shameful. None of that's gonna stop you from living in the present moment. So if we can somehow try to get that invigorated feeling that comes from just being alive that we used to have, I think that's going to allow us to experience life and take it less of something that is passing us by and more of something that we inhabit, more of something that we actually live in instead of just kind of watching pass. We aren't the observer watching the river flow. We are every single hydrogen and oxygen atom that is inhabiting that river that is flowing down it. We come from the mountain. The mountain is our birth, and the ocean will be our death. Inevitably, one day, we are going to flow down the stream far enough to reach the ocean that is our death. But until that time comes, why would we spend every waking moment thinking about that? Thinking about, the next thing to come, the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year, instead of inhabiting and looking around us, seeing the beautiful trees that pass us by as we flow down this river of life. There's so much beauty, so much excitement that can be had and observed in everyday life. I actually, funny enough, I had a comment on one of my videos maybe like 3 days ago or a day ago, talking about how the beautiful things in life are usually the most mundane, the most beautiful and just innately cool things to just appreciate are the things that are seen as, you know, not exciting. Waking up and looking at the sky, or or before you go to bed looking at the stars and the moon. Like, when's the last time you have fully been in one moment, fully felt yourself alive in this moment, and done something like looking at the sun when you wake up or looking at the stars before you sleep and just lived in that. No thoughts about the past, future, or even present. Just being. Just allowing yourself to be alive and breathe and look around you and hear and smell. Like, it feels like we've created this disconnect between what's happening now and what we think about. What we think is happening in the past, what we think is happening in the future, what we think is happening now. What is happening now? For me, I'm sitting here shining a phone light in my face, talking into my microphone, sitting in my chair, looking at my screen, talking to all of you. What you are probably doing right now is watching me doing all that, right? Like, the present moment is what is unfolding, what is happening. You don't know what I'm going to say next. Try to be excited about what I'm going to say next. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Indubitably. Could you predict that I would have said that word? No. Were you excited about it? Probably not. I'm going to be honest. But if we can bring back that kind of like excitement for everyday actions, for the normal things that happen in life, the mundane stuff that you would have appreciated as a child, like if we can bring back that sense of beauty, the sense of appreciation, I think our days are going to be passing by a lot less fast. Because I'm pretty sure there's even a scientific study, like, when you're a kid, everything's new. So your brain processes things and takes encounters down as, like, taking up less time. I didn't word that right. Like, when you're a kid, since everything is new, everything that you look at sparks your brain to be like, oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, look at that. Instead of just kind of glazing it over with your eyes, right? And the act of kind of internalizing all of these things and being like, oh, what is that? What is that? What is that? Instead of just like looking at it, that fires a signal in your brain that tells yourself and like notes that moment down as something new. And those new things, they take up more space than just glazing around, right? So if your day is made up of like the same thing every day, it's predictable, nothing's new, nothing's exciting, you're not going to take note of that. You're not going to take a mental like note of what happened that day because it's all the same. But if you have a completely new day, you're going to remember it and it's going to feel like there was so much more time in that day because there was so much new experience. There was so much new things to have done, to be done. So you don't always need an exciting action to have that feeling though. You don't always need to have some like crazy adrenaline junkie type experience to feel like it's exciting. Like get hyped about making tea before you go to bed. Get hyped about waking up and looking at the sun, bro. Like get hyped about just like sitting down and reading a book. I don't know. I feel like that's gonna make us so much more happy than like just passing every day by like nothing really matters that much. We're living. We were lucky enough to be born, to be alive. And I assume you watching this video, you have access to the internet. You probably have a roof to live under. Like, we are privileged. There are kids that are starving and getting killed out in the world. I don't think we should spend our time. Of course, this is very controversial, and I'm not saying that you should not advocate for people and stick up for what's happening in the world. Of course, we need people to acknowledge, we need people to stand up. But we should live our lives to the fullest and really take advantage of our privileges for the people that will never have them, for the people that cannot take advantage of what we have. Who are we to sit here and think of our lives as like so boring and like I'm sad all the time, I'm sad, I'm thinking about the past? There are kids out there, I'm not even gonna go into this, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, take advantage of this and live, truly live. Like, get excited about stuff. Have some random activity that you have fun with, that you look forward to when you come home. Don't just spend the time after you come home for your job or school using it as a kind of like wind down time, because then your life is just going to revolve around your job. Your life is just going to revolve around going to school. Come home and do something that you love. This video is 10 minutes long. I've definitely dragged this out for way longer than it needs to be, but do something that you love and go all out. Be excited, be hyped, be ready to take that on, and take a mental note and just live. Live right now, because you're never going to be able to live any other time. Just live and have fun doing it. Goodbye, have a nice day, whatever. Boom. Boom.